Welcome to the Tali Mark. I'm your favorite name to hear and your favorite name to say, Tali. And I have my coworker and bestest friend ever, Elsie, here with me. Say hello.
Hello.
Okay, today's topic is public sex. Sex in public.
The very best sex, I think.
The very best sex for you.
Maybe one of the top three, top 5.
So when you say public, you're not just meeting in a car.
Right.
You mean like
In
where?
a social space, like
In like a place.
yes.
At like a church?
I've thought about doing it in a church, and I kind of want to. It's on my bucket list, but I haven't yet.
Your bucket list?
My bucket list, yes.
I had a bucket list. Church was also on there.
You haven't yet?
No.
Well, it'll happen.
Ideally, like a church with like the dad of like like his family's at church, and then the dad sneaks away to like the bathroom.
Oh.
It's like mixed with homewrecker. That's the ideal.
The whole mess.
The whole
Yes.
mess at the church.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay, so when was the first time having sex in public?
This might have been 3 years ago for me, and
Okay.
it was on a beach.
Like a popular beach?
Yeah, like it was at Malibu with my ex, and we did it right behind a fucking rock.
I see.
So like people were walking right across,
Oh.
and we were just hiding right behind the rock, and it wasn't very secluded or anything. It was very out in the open. It was very messy. Sand was everywhere.
I bet it was.
Went in everywhere. It was very uncomfortable.
You did full penetration sex
Yeah.
on the beach.
Yeah, we even we didn't set a towel down or anything. We literally just sat on the sand and we just
Oh my
started doing
God.
our thing. Yeah.
And the positions were like normal or
It was, yeah, fairly normal. Like me on top, him on the bottom.
so he was sitting
Yes. Well, we were both sitting at the start.
on the sand.
Yes. We started with foreplay
Okay.
on the sand, both our bottoms on the bare ass fucking sand. Yes. And then it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, sand is like tiny knives. It's like they're like metal.
I know, but we were both horny, so
I
why
guess
not?
So.
But
Like,
that's the
damn.
thing. We were with like my sister and her boyfriend, so we had to get away somehow.
I see.
So it's not like we could have done it where we were sitting
I see.
or like try to hide or anything. We were like, okay, let's go on a walk. And we went on a walk and we found this rock.
I see.
Perfect space. Perfect.
So it was not just you didn't go there with like the intention of having sex.
No.
It was like a heat of the moment.
Yeah.
A necessity sex.
Mhm.
I love that. That's good sex.
Maybe not on the beach though. I
Maybe
learned
not.
my lesson.
Okay, so that was the last time on the beach.
Yeah. First and last time.
Okay.
Off my bucket list.
Okay. Got you. And then the next time?
And the next time, when was it? I think it might have been in a movie theater.
Oh yeah.
Very popular one.
Yeah. In the back.
Mm-hmm.
Never done it myself.
No?
I respect the movies too much.
Stop. It wasn't even a good movie, though. I
Then
forgot
why'd
what
you
we were
pay to
watching.
see it? How could you?
To have sex in public.
Oh my God. Okay, so that one was with the explicit intention.
Yeah. That one was kind of both on our bucket list. We were like, why not? Today we're both free. We have the time. Why not?
Oh, so this is like this is like date night or like crossing something off the bucket list.
Yeah, it was very spontaneous almost. We were together and we were like, let's go.
Okay, so you went to go watch Trolls and then what? Trolls 3.
Was it Troll? It's probably something like that.
It wasn't a kids movie. Don't tell me it was a kids
I
movie.
don't know.
right now.
I don't really remember if I'm being honest. I think it might have been Captain Marvel, actually.
I see.
It might have
Classic.
been that one. We started in the movie theater. We got our first round in, and then we were like, fuck it, let's leave. And we left, and we did it right behind the movie theater in his car.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That was my public. And mine was, I have 2. Both in parking lots outside of the car.
Outside of the car?
Outside of the car.
In public.
In public.
Like, people were...
People had the possibility of being around. People were around.
You get caught?
No.
Never?
Not that I know of.
Oh.
The first one was, I don't remember, honestly. I just remember the door being open. And like we left the car for a bit. And then went back in the car. And then the second
Got
one
too
I do
hot
remember.
or something? Or...
No, it was like, I don't remember why. I think he wanted to do it.
Oh, okay.
And I think I just gave him head outside the car.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Because, like, where else would I have? Yeah. And then when we wanted to penetrate, we went back into the car. So that, like, we could do positions.
Gotcha.
The second time was with Jordan. And it was just fingering.
Outside of the car.
Outside of the car. Against the car.
Was this like in broad daylight?
No, they were, the guy was like, it was like 5 or 6. But it wasn't like daylight.
Mm-hmm.
And then with Jordan, it was at like night. It was at like 11.
Oh.
At a McDonald's parking lot.
Interesting. You get a little snack after?
We definitely did. We got ice cream. Yeah, we did. We did. We got that dipped cone.
The best too.
Yeah. I think that was around the time when I was also really wanting to try to give Road head.
I have done that actually. I actually enjoy doing that.
Not to a guy, though.
Interesting.
I was
A
really
little bit
dead
harder.
set. Yeah. I was like, I will do this. I never got to do it.
No?
You just can't, you can't fit. Because with the guy, it's like, you know, up.
Right.
With a girl, it's not. You have to like practically bury your head in
Yeah.
there. Yeah. It wasn't working.
Jeez.
So in case you want to try, if you ever find yourself in a relationship with a woman, it's not a possibility.
I don't know. I feel like it's possible.
Road fingering is possible,
Oh, yeah, easy.
but not road head for a woman.
I feel like it's possible. Maybe one day I'll prove you wrong.
Maybe. If you
Maybe.
you would have to like really back up that seat though. And like,
Yeah.
you'd have to like really lift your pelvis.
I'm gonna need to do it with a tall woman.
Yeah.
A very tall woman.
Yeah. On like a very slow road.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was off. Anyway, so I first started having sex in cars out of necessity. In cars. This is not out of cars. So would you say that you had a natural draw to it, or was it just out of necessity at first and then you liked it?
Honestly, I've never really been a big fan of car sex. I know
Wow.
everybody's like, oh my God, car sex, car sex. I'm not the biggest fan. So my current man is always like, oh, maybe I can come over for like a couple minutes and, you know, we can get it on in the back of my car. And I'm always like, no, thanks.
I
Like,
see.
it's just not, it doesn't do it for me.
Are you having like mobile sex? Why not the car?
It's just so uncomfortable. Like, I'm somebody with long legs and like, I'm a pillow princess. I don't really like being on top
There
all
it
that
is.
often.
Yeah, that'll do it. There, that's what I was waiting for. That one.
But it when I first started having sex, it definitely wasn't a necessity. It was just more of like, it's there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
Okay.
But definitely not necessity. I don't think any guy that I've ever been with it's been a necessity with.
So you didn't have sex in high school?
I did have sex in high school, but my ex was it was like a single parent home and she was never home.
That'll do it too.
So like after school, we'd go to his house every day, have sex there, and then do something after.
That's good.
Or like his mom wouldn't get home until like 10, 11 at night. We'd have all that time for ourselves.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's really nice. That's a good.
It was very nice actually.
Yeah. Was it nice? Was the sex good?
This top 3.
Top 3.
Top 3.
Out of how much? What's your body count?
Fuck. It's I don't think it's high. Some people think it's high for a girl, but it's 7 right now.
That's not high.
It's not high, right?
No.
I've been given a lot of shit about 7
No.
for my body count, telling me that it's high.
It's
and
not
that
high.
for a girl it should be lower than that.
No. First of all, that's sexist. Second of all, no, that's not high for. I mean, what age did you lose your virginity?
I was 16,
16 to 21.
21.
You're 21? How many years is that? That's 5 years.
Yes, but I started having sex with my ex, and we were together for 3 years. So then right after that one ended, it was like, okay, I'm jumping bodies from one person to the next. And I just needed it out of my system, and I'm a very horny person, so like I need
Every night?
need it.
Are you going like every night? You going like 5 times a week? What's your what is that? What do you need? Bare minimum. How many times?
I need at least like once or twice a day.
Once or twice a day?
I think so, yeah. I mean, I would like for it to be once or twice a day. Of course, it's not once or twice a day, but
that's true.
I would like it to be that. Maybe once in the morning, couple rounds in the morning, actually, and then at night, right before we go to bed or something.
So are you going by orgasm or are you going by, like, active sex?
No, active sex.
Okay. Do you orgasm when you have sex?
Not every time.
But sometimes.
Sometimes, more like rare. It's definitely more often now than prior. My ex has never made me orgasm, so it definitely happened after that. Okay. And I'm glad that I'm not with him anymore because now I'm able to experience that stuff that I wasn't able to experience with him.
Yeah, naturally. Mm. Okay, so once or twice a day. That's crazy.
Is that too much?
No.
Is it more for you?
No.
No?
No.
How often would you like it to be for you?
I get really... Well, it depends, because I really like to give head.
Okay.
So if we're counting head, once a day.
Okay.
But if we're not counting head, then, like, I'd go every 3 days.
Damn.
Unless I couldn't stand the conversation. But if I can't stand the conversation with the person, like most of my sexual relationships are, then it'd probably be as many times as I possibly could to tire that person out so that they go to sleep.
Oh.
Which is sad. But I get pretty sore. Because I like pretty rough sex.
Okay. Sore in this area.
Sore in the vagina.
Gotcha.
In the vaginal canal sore.
I wasn't sure if I was allowed to say.
Yeah, no, yeah. Because doggy is a pretty good position.
I love that position.
But, like, sometimes I think I have a differently angled cervix.
Do you?
That's what Shelly was saying. She was saying, because sometimes, I'm going to ask you this. I've asked practically everybody else.
Okay.
But I feel like you're going to give me a good answer.
We'll see.
When you're in doggy. When I'm in I'll start with me. When I'm in doggy, there are certain times, specifically with, like, more well-endowed men that have, like, I'm talking, like, 7 and up. Then when they hit it from the back, I feel like they're hitting my rectum. Like my ass. Like pushing shit out of my asshole.
What?
But it could be because I don't have a very good shit schedule. So, like, I probably do have shit up in there. But I feel like that. So sometimes, like, I have to accommodate so that feeling doesn't happen. But even though it's probably not good.
How do you do that? Like, how do you...
Like, I'll lean certain ways.
Interesting. I don't think I've never had that problem.
You've never had that problem? Okay, so it is just me.
I think it is just you.
Because I've asked, like, 4 people now.
Maybe... You need to fix that shitting schedule.
I really do.
Maybe that's what it is.
I need some fiber. It's because I don't drink water.
Oh.
That'll do it.
Start drinking your water. Maybe eat some dates or something.
No. No. I'll just do fiber one.
I'm done.
Next. So not out of necessity. You had a good, healthy sex life as in your teens. That's good. Mm-hmm. Have you ever been caught?
In public?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that I have. I've gotten caught, like, by parents and siblings and stuff, but that's in a house, in his room. But never out in public.
I see. Even when people walking by?
They probably have noticed, but they just minded their own business and didn't say anything to us.
Are you loud?
I am a loud person when I have sex. But that didn't start until recently.
When the orgasm started?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think when I was with my ex, I was never that loud, and I was really good at being quiet. But now it's very hard for me to be quiet.
I see.
So I think that's part of the reason why I didn't get caught. Maybe at the beach I did.
But you didn't know.
I didn't know. I don't think anybody was going to walk up to us with our fucking pants down.
I probably would have. I would be like, get it in. Go ahead. Okay, so you got caught by his parents, though. Your parents or his parents?
His mom has walked. Actually, it's happened a couple of times where she's walked in on us.
Your current partner?
No,
your ex.
My ex.
Your high school ex or
my high school ex? The ex that I was with for 3 years.
I see.
I don't know why we didn't, or he didn't get into the habit of locking the door every so often, because sometimes she would come over to their house very randomly and come in looking for him.
Mm-hmm.
So there was one time actually where she walked in. I was completely naked, but I heard her footsteps coming to the door.
Okay.
And so I was like, fuck, it's her. And so I like jumped off of him and I threw on the whole fucking comforter on top of myself and hid in his closet. And she asked him, she was like, who's in here with you? He was like, no one. He's like, I'm just in here cleaning. She's like, no, who's under the blanket in your closet? He was like, no one's there. And she was walking over to come lift the blanket off of me. But I was like butt ass naked. I was sweaty. It was gross. And he was like, oh, you know who's in there. Like, she's in there. Elsie's in there.
Yeah.
She was like, okay. And then she left.
I see.
Yeah. But, like, she's walked in on us a couple of times, I think, while we were naked, like, in bed together.
And did she say anything?
No, not in front of me, at least. But, like, after I would leave, she'd be like, well, make sure you're using a condom. I don't want her to end up pregnant.
That's nice.
It's okay. I'm kind of glad that whole thing is over with. I was never her biggest fan.
I see.
There was a lot of issues there.
I see. That's funny.
Have you gotten caught? Have you gotten caught in public?
No. No.
Not that you know of.
Not that I know of. Yeah, no. But I have gotten caught once. Not naked, but I had a similar, just like you with the blanket, except for I was 15 and the man that I had over was in his late 30s. And I was at my grandma's house and I had snuck him in. And I had to have, and he did, oh yeah, the kicker is he did not know that I was under 18. He thought that I was 19.
No.
And she came in and the lights were kind of off and I had basically the setup was this. And I think I know now that I was wrong to be tricking men into having sex with me. And I don't do that anymore, obviously, because I'm over 18. But anyway. But basically, I used to have sex for money.
Uh-huh.
I used to give blowjobs for money. Mm-hmm. I didn't start having sex until I was 17.
Okay.
And so at 15, I was still just giving head for money. And basically, I had my best friend over. Her name was Jade. And she wanted to show her how it was. Because I had once gotten away with sneaking a guy into my grandma's house and doing the deed, getting the money, and then leaving. It's like an adrenaline rush. And I wanted to show her, like, practically how cool I was. Right. How I finesse. And so I had her hide in the closet while I had this guy over. Because I was like, it'll only take like half an hour. And so I snuck him in. I told him I was sneaking him in because my mom was very religious. And she didn't let me leave the house yet because I was going to college. That was like my setup. I'm 19, but I go to college and I have a strict mom. So he believed me. He came in. I snuck him in. And we did it for... He was poor, I believe. He was not one of my richer people. So instead of money, we did it for Robitussin. The good kind of Robitussin, because you can't get it unless you're over 18. Where you can, the one that was like, you can make lean or scissor. That's what it was called. So we got 2 things of Robitussin and like some veggie chips because she was vegan and my grandma didn't have any good snacks for her. And I think like Sprite and Jolly Ranchers, right? We were going to have a good night.
Fair trade.
And so he brought in the stuff and then I put him on the bed and I gave him the head. And he lasted a little bit longer than I thought he was going to last, but it wasn't anywhere. It was like maybe 15, 20 minutes.
Okay.
And so he had just finished and I think he wanted to stay a little bit longer because typically when the men would pay for it, they would think that they could go for multiple rounds, even though they couldn't. So I was like kind of indulging him, but also putting on like my clothes and whatever. So I just put on my shorts and my shirt, and he had buttoned his pants and had not put on his shoes yet when my grandma knocked on the door. And we had locked it, so she couldn't come in. But it was weird because I was kind of playing music and the lights were off. And typically when I was with my friend, we were loud and the lights were on.
Right.
And so she was already suspicious. And basically Jade rushes out the closet, rushes out. And like, he didn't know. So then he's confused. Then he's confused on why another lady is leaving the closet and shoving him. Both of us are now shoving him into the closet. And, like, I think he had, like, a jacket or something that we were trying to, like, basically throw all of his belongings in the closet with him.
Uh-huh.
And she's getting more suspicious, so then I let her in. And she's like, what's happening? But then as she walks in, I see that his shoes are sitting right next to the entertainment center. And they're, like, big. They're, like, boots. Like, manly working boots.
Uh-huh.
And so we go back and forth for a long time, but she is like, somebody's in here. She directly mentions that I'm 15 years old. So then we were messaging through Kik. That's how I met him, and that's how we were doing everything.
I love
So then
Kik.
I casually looked at my phone, and he's like blowing up my phone about like, what, you're 15? Shit, what the fuck is going on? Is she gonna call the cops? Like, what's happening? And I feel guilty that that's happening to him because he had no idea that I was under 18. And so I basically barricaded myself. It got to the point where she said, I'm gonna open the closet. And I was like, no, you're not. So I put myself in front of the closet, and Jade is over in the corner. She's calling her sister to come pick her up. And I basically told my grandma that, like, I will not let you open this door. And I seriously thought I was going to have to hit her. I really thought I was going to have to.
She didn't open the door.
She did not open the door. I think I just convinced her that I really wanted to go home to my mom's house. To finish my long story, basically, we left. I told him to leave. He set off the alarm when he left, and he left. We did meet after that, but my grandma knew that somebody was over, but she never knew how old he was. She probably thought he was maybe 18.
Damn.
And that's the whole story. That's my only time getting caught in the act of doing something.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like a emergency going on. Okay. Next question. Back to your stories. I feel like part of the draw to public sex is the risk of getting caught. Would you say that you have more vanilla sex in public? Vanilla meaning, like, what I mean is, I spruce up sex by including more kinks, more BDSM, whatever it is.
Uh-huh.
But I don't have it in public. And I feel like when I do have like more public sex or like car sex, I have less opportunities to be kinky.
Yeah.
Because the public is like accounting for that.
Mm-hmm.
You would agree?
I would agree. Yeah. I mean, I would love to maybe at some point try it with a couple of kinks and see how that goes. But you did mention that, like, having sex in public is, like, what draws us to it is the risk. And that's exactly why I do it. Yeah. But it's definitely more, like you said, vanilla sex than anything. I don't think recently I've had public sex, but I'd like to again and try it with kinks and see how that goes.
Try biting. It's an easy kink. Biting and choking.
Yeah, those are easy ones, but I don't want to do it in a car in public. I want to do it like
in public.
Mm-hmm.
Would you do like a park?
I would. Very unsanitary, but
But you had sex on the beach. So can you really judge at that point?
I guess you're right.
Yeah.
I guess you're right. But I did have my best friend, an old best friend of mine, told me that her first time she had sex was in a park bathroom.
Oh.
And she ended up passing out in that bathroom.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess, like, it was just a lot of pain for her down there or something, and she ended up passing out in the bathroom stall.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
So when you said park, I was kind of like...
Traumatized.
Yeah.
Yeah, by that story.
Yeah.
I mean, like, against a tree. Like a national park.
Oh.
Like a forest park.
Oh. Sure, why not? Like camping? Like if I'm in a tent, does that count as public?
No.
No?
It has to be, like, on a trail.
Oh, I wouldn't mind doing it. Like on a hiking trail or something. That sounds like fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you count public sex as also head?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello. During recording, there was an emergency. Somebody died from above in our apartment complex. So we took a bit of time to snoop on what was going on outside. So because of that, you get me, this is Tali, in the editing process, giving you this message to say that we've skipped ahead a bit, but you didn't miss anything. We're just moving ahead.
Where were we? If you do get caught, ooh, this is a good one. I love this question. If you do get caught, would you keep going, invite the person to join, or invite the person to join?
No, I don't think so. I think I'd be very embarrassed. Very, very embarrassed. And you can read it off of me very quickly because my face gets red. So my face, my cheeks, and everything just gets flushed. And you're going to know that, like, I'm very embarrassed and I'm very sorry for even being there and doing what I was doing. But
what if the person was, like, down? What if it's, okay, we'll go with, what if you're in a forest, you're giving head, and then, like, your man's, let's say you're getting head. Okay? Put yourself there. Close your eyes. You're getting head, you're against a tree, and then, like, you kind of see somebody in the trail. It's one person. It's an attractive teenage boy.
don't say teenage.
Okay. Attractive, young.
Okay.
Young. Because when I picture, like, a walker, I picture, like, an old white man with, like, a dog. It's not that. It's a attractive, young yoga instructor.
Ooh.
Okay? And he's kind of, like, peeking. He's, like, kind of, like, chilling. Now he's kind of, like, resting against a tree.
Oh.
Okay? He's kind of, like, into it.
I think I'd invite him at that point.
You think you would?
I think I would.
How?
He's obviously enjoying the view, you know.
Obviously he is.
Obviously. Be like, well, if you're enjoying the view so much, why don't you come over here and join us?
Okay, I see. So then you're down.
Yeah.
Okay. I knew I could get it. I knew in the right situation I could get you there.
Yeah. Honestly, I wouldn't even mind if it was a girl either. Have a girl come join us, another guy come join us. Why not?
I get it. Okay, so yeah, you would. You would want to, would you ever, like, in the future, would you ever, like, masturbate in a car for that? It's called cruising. I saw it on Pornhub. It's called cruising, where you, like, kind of want to get caught with the intention of inviting a person in. Or is it too desperate?
It's honestly very hard for me to picture myself in that situation because I don't think I would ever masturbate in a car.
Okay.
Never.
There's, like, select locations, though, where it's, like...
I guess that makes sense. But I have actually, like, with my partner, I have been in a car full of, like, my family. And, like, we were like, okay, like, let's get it on right here. Why not?
Wow.
Yeah. And it was a minivan. So it was like the passenger, the driver, and then there was 2 seats here. And then it was like the whole back row there. And we were in the middle seats and we were like, it's not a bad idea, right?
It's a bad idea, yeah. But you didn't get caught.
No, we didn't get caught.
And you both finished.
No, we didn't finish, unfortunately. But, I mean, we got it on in the car.
Yeah.
With, I think it was my family, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's risky.
Very risky. Now that I look back on it, I don't think I would ever do it again.
I think you would.
I don't think so.
If you do it once, I think you'd be more courageous the second time.
Maybe, but it would have to be like in the very back.
I see.
I probably wouldn't run the risk of doing it in the middle like we did last time.
That's funny.
I can't believe I was that stupid to even like think that I could get
You
away
think
with
they
it.
knew? Looking back on it?
Maybe. If they did, I wouldn't be surprised.
So they wouldn't say anything.
No, I don't think so.
That's funny. Okay. Where's the riskiest place you've ever had sex?
Riskiest place?
Including in a car.
Probably there, like in the car with my family.
Yeah.
Or even on the beach. Like it was like, okay, it's like the rock here, like the beach was over here, like the water. And like anybody could come in from like around the rock. Like it wasn't even like pushed up against anything. It was like very out in the open.
I see. So it wasn't like a cliff and then a rock and then...
No, it's just a big ass rock in the middle of sand. And we were like, here, why not?
And you decided to block off the beach part? Because I feel like less people... Like, people were coming from their cars, I bet.
No, so it was out in Malibu, and there was a rock. It was rock, the beach, and then there was like the cliff right behind us.
Oh, so there was a cliff.
There was a cliff right behind us, but there was like enough space for people to like come and walk around the rock. And
but at least you didn't have to worry about them coming to the beach from
behind us. Yeah.
Still risky.
Still very risky.
Because people love to walk the beach.
Yeah, I know. Very romantic spot.
Very romantic. Yeah. And then you just went back to the dinner.
We were like, this is enough, and my vagina's starting to feel very itchy. So it's our time to go now.
And then you like sat in it for the rest of the evening?
Yeah. I even tried to go into the water to like kind of clean it out, but it was just not, it was not pretty. I was so uncomfortable for the rest of that fucking day. Yeah. It was disgusting.
That's rough. Literally. Like sandpaper. Rough.
Yeah. I don't even think that I finished then because I just couldn't anymore. No. Like his dick in the sand, like...
Oh my god. The constant friction?
Yeah.
No. Do you fantasize about doing it in a place you'd probably never be able to? For example, mine was a church. During a sermon. As you know. With the man with the family.
I can't really think of any right now, but I do want to do it at a concert.
In like a bathroom or like in the seats?
No, like in a bathroom at a concert. Like it'll be very memorable. Like, oh yeah, I went to this concert, but like I was also getting, I was sucking some dick.
Yeah.
I was, That's it's on the fuck it list. Hopefully soon.
What kind of concert? What person would you be willing to step away from?
I don't know, actually. I wouldn't mind if it's like a rock concert.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be very hard to get it on when I'm listening to like some rock music in the back or something.
You need it to be like Miguel.
Yeah.
But then...
I was kind of like off the top of my head just because it's kind of close. SZA.
Oh, yeah.
SZA's concert would be a nice one. But if I'm paying $300 for tickets to go see her, I'd much rather just fucking try and do it in the seats or something.
Yeah. To a good song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think you'd get kicked out.
You think so?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe if somebody's watching, invite them to join.
Oh, yeah. The security guard, you'd be like, come on. Do you, are you more inclined to show PDA? Oh, this is a good one, too. Are you more inclined to show PDA with your significant other? Because, like, since you don't mind doing it in public, you also probably don't mind public displays of affection.
Honestly, I actually am a very big fan of PDA to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like caressing my man. I like touching my man in public. But I've seen people, like, make out and, like, bite each other, like, in public. I'm like, that is fucking disgusting. I do not want to see you fucking do that in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that I would go that far and do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I am very big on, like, physical touch. Like, I like, today, I was with my man. I was rubbing his dick in public. I don't care.
So, okay, wait. So you draw the line at kissing.
But that's the thing. Like, I make sure that no one's really, like, looking at me. Or I do it subtly. You get me?
But do you really, though?
I think it's subtle.
You may think it's subtle.
But I feel like the answer to my question is yes, you're more inclined.
I mean, I guess, but like, I mean, for today, we went and bought tortas at a fucking taco truck.
Mm-hmm.
We're at in a truck. It was like maybe 1 in the afternoon, and like,
And you just casually
I
rubbing
went
his
like
dick.
walked away, and he like spanked my butt. So I like came back and I like rubbed his dick, but.
Did you hear that?
But listen, it's because like he was ordering and we were standing right like in front of the truck, so nobody was watching.
Okay. So nobody was like putting like fucking
Yeah, it's not
diced
like I was
onions.
standing back here and like you guys are here and I fucking rubbed his dick, you know?
It's the gesture for me. Like, was it that aggressive or was it subtle? Because I was picturing like, you know, you kind of face each other like you're gonna hug and then you kind of slip a hand in there.
I mean,
But the way you just did it was like he spanked your ass as you were walking away and then you doubled back and then like DJ'd, like, remixed his dick.
no, I did it like subtly. Like he was ordering for us, and like while he was talking, I was kind of like playing with his dick and rubbing it.
You should try disinterested. Have you heard of that?
No.
Disinterested, I'm going to cover it on this podcast, is like when your mans is, or you, are like doing something like watching TV or playing a video game or on the phone with somebody, and then the other person is fully like going down on them or even like having sex with them.
Oh, I've done that.
Well, like, but the whole point is that they have to stay disinterested. It's like you're trying really hard.
Yeah.
You've done that.
Yeah.
And you like that.
Not really.
No.
No, because I like when my man is paying full attention to me.
I see.
And he's interested in what I'm doing. Otherwise, I feel like I'm not.
You're not fulfilling it.
Yeah.
You're like, do you even fucking
Yeah.
enjoy?
Do you even care that I'm sucking your dick right now?
I see. Okay. I see it. But yes, just to tell you, in case you don't think you're into PDA, you are.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
As it was coming out of my mouth, I realized it.
Because Jordan and I,
No?
we don't have PDA.
No?
No, have you ever even
No,
seen
I
it?
haven't.
Yeah, see? And we were
That's
in
so
our own
true.
house at our own party, at our wedding party, drunk, and still very not into the PDA.
Now that you say it, I do realize it.
But do we sneak away sometimes? Yeah, we do. But not in public.
Damn. I think I am a big fan. I think that's like every time I go out with my man in public, like I always try to sneak something in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keeps things interesting. I know I'm going to get fucked when I get home.
Okay.
I'm telling you, once a day, I need it.
She needs it. Did she tell you? Did you hear that when she said once or twice a day? She needs to have sex? I said, what's like your
once
routine?
or twice a day. If I've had a stressful day, maybe a little bit more.
That's crazy. You go 1 in the morning. Do you do it like morning breath? Or like you like...
I have before. I don't prefer to do it like with my nasty ass breath and like my eyelashes going one way and my hair crazy. I prefer not to. But if it happens, it happens, you know? A perfect opportunity because he wakes up with morning wood and it's like, all right, let's just get straight into it, you know?
I guess so.
Let's not waste any time.
That's funny. I don't think I've ever in my life woken up next to somebody with morning wood.
No?
Mm-mm. Jordan?
What?
Mm-mm. Because the men that we spend the night with are old. They don't get that.
I guess. Yeah. I mean, I'm with an older guy, but he's not that old. Like, he's 30.
That's not old.
Yeah.
That's not old. No. This is my favorite question out of all of them. It's the deepest question.
Oh, God.
I feel like part of being an exhibitionist, which is having sex in public, is having no shame in your appearance. I started to show my naked body as a way of faking confidence until I had confidence. Because I was not confident, but I would be like, fake it until you make it.
Right.
Do you think your exhibitionist behavior was also born out of insecurity?
I don't think so. No.
No.
definitely not a very big thing for me when I first started having sex.
Mm-hmm.
Back when I was skinnier and I didn't have much to work with anyways. So it's definitely not something that I did as often as I do now, because now I like exert confidence for like any room that I walk into. Like I know that I'm probably one of the more good-looking people that are in that room. So as much as I like enjoy looking at myself and having my partner look at me, because I like the way that I look, I definitely, as much as I do it more often than I used to, but I don't think that I would do it. But it definitely didn't it didn't develop from insecurity.
I see.
Yeah.
I think you're pretty confident.
I think I am too.
Yeah.
It's one of my best qualities and one of my least favorite qualities about myself.
Is it?
It is.
I think you're smart. Are you smart?
I would think so.
What's your major?
I'm a psychology major.
I see. So
Yeah.
my tricks on trying to psychoanalyze you did not work?
Mm-mm. I overanalyze everything.
I see. So then, do you put more value in your looks than your brains? Or were you told, here's a better one, in high school, I feel like that's when you really develop your personality and your flaws. Were you the same? Were you just as smart and just as pretty?
In high school as compared to now.
Yeah.
So I definitely was very, very insecure in high school. So it was more brain.
Mm-hmm.
But now I think they're almost equal.
I see.
Because I actually have been told that I could be a model, and I've been reached out to and be like, oh, you can model this or you can do that. And I always say no, because people think that models are dumb.
Yeah.
And stupid and naive and everything. So I'm like, I don't want to fall into that whole stereotype. So I kindly decline all of the offers that I have had.
Mm-hmm.
But I hope that at least I'm a little bit smarter than people think that I am, you know?
Yeah.
But I think I do value intelligence more than
Appearance.
body image
Yeah.
and appearance. Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know if I am smarter than I think that I am, but
I think you're smart.
do you?
Yeah.
Honestly?
Yeah. I wouldn't offer that statement unless I meant it.
Oh, okay. Damn. That means a lot.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else you'd like to say to the people?
Mm-mm.
You got nothing you want to say?
I'm excited to see what comes out, though.
Me too.
I'm
Me
excited
too.
to see my coworkers on here. I'm excited to hear about it all.
Okay. I got to get somebody on for piss.
Piss? What do you
Piss.
mean?
Peeing like a golden shower. It's a kink. Golden showers.
I've actually had one.
Elsie, you've had a golden shower.
It was fucking disgusting.
Where was it? In a bathtub?
It was in a bathtub. We
Yeah.
were showering together. And it wasn't like, oh yeah, I asked him to, or he asked me and I said yes. He just did it.
Oh, it was like, oopsie.
And
I
it
went
was the guy
pee.
that you fucking knew.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he was like, have you ever gotten pissed on? I'm like, no.
And he just
He's
did
like,
it?
would you ever? I'm like, no. And he fucking pissed on me.
Like he held it and then like aimed it at you?
Yes.
Oh, no.
I was fucking pissed.
But he probably definitely has that kink.
Oh, 100%.
Because you don't go out of your way to do that.
No.
Yeah. That's funny as
That was
fuck.
fucking disgusting. It was warm and everything. It was very yellow.
Ew.
Oh my god, it was so gross. I went home right after.
Yeah. Well, you finished showering. So did you have to re-shower? Like, did you already soap your legs and then he did that to you and then you had to re-soap?
We were like just getting into the shower when it
Wow.
happened. So then I like body wash all over my fucking leg, and with the loofah I like washed myself clean. And then I went home again and I showered again.
Did you get mad at him?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah. It was fucking gross. It was fucking disgusting. I want to cry just thinking about it. That shit was fucking gross. Don't laugh at me.
Okay, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the fact that he asked you. He just went out on a limb and asked you. And then he got a no. And then he tried to open you up again and said, would you ever try? And then he got a no again. But then he just decided to say, fuck it. And he wanted it so badly that he did it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm laughing at. Is that I'm laughing at the unfortunate circumstances of him.
Crazy how you knew him too.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Well, I might have to get him on my podcast. Then.
Oh, please don't. That's the one I will not watch. I will not watch that one.
He's like, yeah, one time I asked this girl.
Ew. Probably lie right out of his fucking ass and be like, yeah, she wanted me to. She
Yeah,
practically begged me to.
She loved it too. Okay, rate. We end on a rate. We rate the kink. So what's your rate for public sex? 10, the best.
I would give it maybe like a 6.
You give it a 6?
Yeah.
What do you give a 10?
Huh?
What do you give a 10?
Like, what are my options if I were to rate something out of a 10?
What did you want to, am I allowed to say what you first wanted to do?
Yeah, what was it? I
As
don't even
being,
remember.
being watched. No. Being filmed.
Oh, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 for being filmed.
Yeah.
And 6 out of 10 for having public sex.
Yeah, well, because I like to look at myself while I'm having sex.
So you need like a front-facing camera.
What do you mean? Well, I've been recorded like this, and then also like this.
That. And that's the one you like.
Oh, I kind of like it this way.
Oh. So then do you watch it afterwards?
Yeah, I actually have some videos on my phone right now.
Why are you pointing at me like I
Well, I
want to watch
wasn't going to show you, but in case you asked, like...
Yeah, you literally turned it and you were like, do you want to see?
I mean, I like to watch it and like, in case, like, oh, maybe before bed or something and I'm feeling horny or something and I want something to like get me off. Like, I'll watch it because I like to watch my sex between my partner and I.
But would you do it with like an older, like an ex? So if you break up with your current man's, who I'm assuming you have videos with, would you then go back to it? But it was like a nasty breakup.
Probably not.
No,
Probably
no.
not. But I mean, I have his picture. Like, I would save his pictures of his dick and stuff. Cause why
For
not?
the intention of masturbating to it.
Sure.
But not the videos of you two having sex.
Yeah. Well, like, when he takes a picture of his dick, he goes like this sometimes, and it's not. Sometimes I get like these, or sometimes I get like these. I'll keep these, the pictures that are like this, but not this one, because I want to fucking see his face. He has a nice dick. That's why.
I see. Yeah. Jordan, you want to see it? Come on. You can't just throw out that somebody has a nice dick. If you
I wish
volunteer,
it was a little bit bigger, but yeah, he does have a nice dick.
is he gonna listen to this?
I'm not gonna tell him about it, so I don't think so. That's the thing I also really love about him. He doesn't have social media,
Ah.
so lucky me.
I don't believe that you have to search this long to find it.
No?
I don't necessarily think it's a nice dick.
I think his dick is nice. Like, this is like a full like body.
It looks like one of the slick ones. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't like the big chunky ones.
Like the ones with like a nice defined head. I think that's a nice looking dick.
Or like, here's like a video. You want a video? You
Is he? What is he doing? Are you sucking on it?
No.
Is he
his
just
dick.
jerking it
Like,
off?
He's like this.
Oh.
But you can't see his face.
Okay. It's pretty big, but it's too curvy, and he's not circumcised.
No, he's not. But I like them like this.
Oh. I don't.
No.
You have to pull back the skin. It's like extra work.
Yeah, but he's a very like, what I like about him is that he's very
he'll like
he
pull it
cares
back in.
about his hygiene a lot. It's like he does his laundry very often, and he showers after every time we have sex. Or
I'm not down with the uncircumcised.
no,
It's fine.
I always prefer guys with the foreskin.
Why?
It's like more sensitive, and it is more sensitive, and like when I hear him moan and stuff, it makes me feel like I'm doing a great job at
But
what
it's
I'm
like
doing, you know?
when you forget, or not forget, but like let's say you're going back and forth, right? You're getting mad. But like at some point, if you release that foreskin, then you're like, Then you're like sucking on like a, I don't even know, like a centimeter of skin. It's like a
No?
No.
I don't think I've...
You've never had that?
No.
I've only been with one uncircumcised.
I have 2, but... Oh no, maybe like 2 or 3, but maybe I didn't enjoy it because his dick was small. And I know what they say, motion of the ocean. Guy had no motion of the ocean. This is what it fucking felt like. My fucking butt hurt. My fucking vagina was sore.
Yep.
And it wasn't good. It wasn't, it was...
Jordan
has
has
you want to
this...
go for another round? No.
No thanks.
No thanks.
Jordan had this guy. We were in it. It was a threesome too, and he would like go real slow, and then he would like take it basically all the way out, and then he would slam it very fast, very abruptly, right all the way in, balls deep.
And he had a very large penis.
Yeah, he was like 8 or 9. Yeah, he was like 8 or 9.
No way.
Yeah.
Poor Give me his number.
We
Actually.
think he might have died in COVID. Because he was a heavy smoker and he was like 60 something.
Oh. I'm just kidding. Also, after that motion, no thanks. I'm not.
Okay, so you're giving Public a 6 out of 10. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10 for me.
Oh, okay.
It's a nice one.
Gotcha.
All about the risk.
Gotcha.
And a rate of being on this podcast.
Can I give it a 1 out of 10? Just kidding.
Because of the emergency that was happening behind us.
10 out of 10. This is my first podcast ever being on. I actually enjoyed it.
Good.
I did enjoy it a lot.
Good.
You'll have to bring me on for another one.
Yeah, maybe for one of these.
Okay.
Okay.
Make it a good one, though.
Okay.
Perfect.
Say goodbye.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye, everybody.